Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
You are listening to the Hiking Radio Network, where we talk the walk with shows by hikers, about hikers, for everybody.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning.
Welcome to the Jester Section Hiker Podcast, with the spotlight on section hikers.
And I'll spread the word, and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Jester Section Hiker Podcast, your premier podcast with the spotlight on section hikers, and I'm your host, Julie Jester Gayheart. I'm happy to be back this week to introduce you to another member of Jester's class of 2022 section hikers, Sridhar Saraf, or for short, I'll call him Sri, or by his trail name, Lucky Dog. You'll find out here shortly I had a terrible time pronouncing his name and even got a couple lessons throughout the episode on how to say it properly. Thank you so much, Sri, for forgiving me on my lack of being able to pronounce your name. In true fashion for these episodes, I will now read you a little bit of Sri's bio. The first time Sri learned about the Appalachian Trail was in 2012 when he accidentally read A Walk in the Woods by Bill Bryson. By this time, Sri had already lived 15 years near the AT, only really an hour drive away, and never knew there was something like this trail and that people hiked for days, weeks, and even months. The book was entertaining, but he assumed hiking the AT was extremely hard and only the fittest of fit people could do it, not for normal people like himself. Fast forward 6 years to February 2018, when Sri stumbled upon the Mighty Blue on the Appalachian Trail podcast. After listening to many of Steve's interviews with thru hikers and section hikers, Sri realized the people who are normal, everyday people like him take up hiking. By the fall of 2018, Sri had acquired the Big Three, his backpack, tent, and sleeping bag, and has hiked the Maryland section of the AT 41 miles in 2 section hikes. The current situation for Sri is that not a single day goes by without him thinking about the AT or listening to trail podcasts. During these past 4 years, Sri has completed 16 section hikes and covered nearly 700 miles of the AT between Bear Mountain, New York and McAfee Knob, Virginia. Thanks for joining me each week on the podcast, everybody. And now on to Sri Saraf as we laugh and have a great time chatting all things Appalachian Trail. All right, you guys, welcome back to the podcast. And typically this is the point where I introduce the guest and we start laughing. But I got to go ahead already tell you guys, I have been getting a pronunciation lesson of my guest name, and I am 100% positive that I'm going to mess this up. So I'm going to do the shortened version. So please welcome to the show, Sri Saraf. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, now
Yay.
say your now say your full name.
Okay, I am Sridhar Saraf.
Okay, say it again.
Sridhar Saraf.
Perfect. See, now we're all friends and everybody knows. And I also want to say, you guys, Sri, I'm going to shorten it. and he gave me permission to do that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, because I totally messed this up. I'm going to go ahead and say that Sri is probably our number one fan at the Hiking Radio Network, because I'm pretty sure, Sri, that you listen to not only my show, you listen to Anna's show. I am sure you listen to Courtney's show, and I know you listen to Mighty Blue's show. So I'm going to call you our number one fan. You good with that?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, I listen to all of them, and I have actually started re-listening Mighty Blue shows once again.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll have to let him know that. He will be very happy for the additional downloads. All right, so last week I alluded to that you guys were going to meet Sri, but I called you by a different name. I called you by your trail name, Lucky Dog. So I can't think of any other way to start off the episode than by you telling us how you got your trail name.
On the very first day, I don't know how I lost my cell phone.
On your very first section hike?
Yes, very first section hike.
First section hike, first day.
First day.
Okay.
The cell phone fell off my pocket. I have no clue. So you don't know where do you search for? So I just started telling the people who are coming in the opposite direction, hey, I lost my cell phone. If you find, please mail to my home address. I found one southbound. He was a thru hiker. I gave him my address, and I said, okay, if you find my cell phone, mail it to my home address. And then I had lost all the hopes of finding my cell phone. Guess what happened? A few hours later, I believe it's a section hiker or a day hiker who got the cell phone from this southbounder. He was coming at the same direction because I had a 65-liter pack. I was going very slow. Remember, we all do that mistake.
Yes, I laugh because, yes, you're right. We've all done it.
Yes. So I was going slowly, and then he asked me, did you lose your cell phone? I said, yes. Unfortunately, yes, I have lost my cell phone. And he handed me over the cell phone and told me today, he actually asked me, do I have a trail name? I said, nope, today is my first day. From today onwards, you'll be called Lucky Dog because you found your cell phone.
That is the best trail name ever, Lucky Dog.
I mean, what are the chances of losing a cell phone in a real world and they hand it over to you? It's not going to happen in the real world.
No, it's not. But the trail family, the trail and your trail family always provides.
Yes, it does.
And you never know when it's going to happen. So, all right, well, good. I'll start calling you Lucky Dog.
I'm good with it.
From here on out in the episode, I want to go back early on in I'm going to call it your hiking career. So right away, day one, you got your trail name. But prior to that, so you currently live about an hour away from the closest trailhead to the Appalachian Trail. And you said you lived in this location for about 15 years before you learned the AT was almost in your backyard.
Yes.
So walk us through finding out about this and how you got interested. And you also alluded to, you thought other people did this, like normal people didn't do this.
Exactly. So one day I come home. This is like 15 years living near to the AT and only an hour away. I come home, there was a book here on the coffee table, and one of my child was doing a book report on it. That was Walk in the Wood. So I read the book.
Wait a minute. You have a child who's doing a book report on a walk in the woods.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I read the book. I said, what the... Okay, I can't curse. Well, I've been living all my life here for 15 years, and you say that people walk here thousands of miles And how come I didn't know about it? I said, okay, that's fine. I read the book from first to last page and decided, hey, maybe people who are very fit or young, or because remember, Bill hiked only 800 miles. I thought, I'm sure you need to be really fit to hike this Appalachian Trail. And 6 years
listen,
later...
if you remember his friend, was it Katz?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, God. I think Katz is a combination of everybody I've ever met on any trail.
I still laugh at the very first day and on the book, how he throws all the stuff one at a time, or picks up from this backpack and start throwing away. I was that person on the day one.
Well, you tried to throw away your cell phone, but you got it back.
Yeah, I got it back. Okay, that was 2012, I believe. And then 6 years later, I stumbled upon Mighty Blue's podcast. I think it was already maybe his second year or third year for him. And I said, what? Normal people like me, even with all the difficulties they are hiking the trail, why can't I do it?
Exactly.
So guess what? I found his podcast in February of 2018. By the time I started listening and caught up on all his episodes, I went to Arya. I said, give me the stuff which I need to hike. Well, they were glad to sell me all the stuff.
They sold you all the stuff and then some, didn't they?
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's how I found myself with a heavy pack. Actually, I only bought pack. I had car camping tent, and then I had a car camping sleeping bag, and then other stuff like stove and all bought it from REI. And that's how I started my journey.
Excellent.
I went to ATC. I said I am hiking. The Maryland section. I had a 3-day weekend. I said, 40 mile I can hike in 3 days. Who knew it's going to be so difficult?
How much do you think that first pack weighed?
It was somewhere north of 60 lbs.
Oh, 60 pounds?
Yeah.
And you thought you were going to go through Maryland in 3 days with 60 pounds on your back?
Yeah, because before that, I walk in the neighborhood, I walk in the local trails. I was just calculated at home.
Okay, I'm going to go back to calling you Sri now, because you do realize walking in the neighborhood and... Oh my goodness. So you got to tell, I love hearing people's first trips. Okay, so was it all you ever wanted to this sub? Was it a disaster? How did it go? Besides the cell phone, we already learned, that. So how'd the rest of it go?
Tired. I passed the first shelter. I actually started at ATC. And the first few miles was walk in the park.
Yeah.
You're walking on the C&O Canal, and then that's when it ends, you start going up. That's when the real hiking started.
Exactly.
Because crossing the bridge and walking towards is it Ed Harvey Shelter?
Ed Garvey.
Ed Garvey Shelter.
Yeah.
I reached Ed Garvey Shelter probably in the afternoon, and then I said, okay, yeah, I'm making good progress. And by the end of the day, I forgot the name of the shelter. I was dead tired. And then the very next day I repeated. After 2 days, I was only at the I-70, which is like 20 miles away.
Right. After 2 days, and you're supposed to be almost done.
I called my wife. I said, "Hey, come and pick me up. I am done for this section hike, and we'll see what's going to happen next."
So walk us through what did happen next. I mean, over the years, I mean, you've done a lot of section hiking since then, and you've got stuff mapped out. You're doing YouTube now. You're putting videos out there. So did you come home and say, that's it, I got to perfect my gear? Did you come home and say, that's it, I got to get in better shape? What was it? What happened?
No, I did not learn my lesson. So
my goodness. Take note, he did not learn his lesson.
The very next month, I said, hey, I have another 20 miles to go. I finished, this was my first section hike was in September of 2018, and October I went back and finished the remaining 21 miles of Maryland. Yeah, at least I can say. At least I can say I have finished one entire state.
What an accomplishment! And that makes you feel good. It gives you motivation, and you've kept going. So if I look here, you have. I don't know if I can find it. Okay, let me see. You've completed almost 700 miles. Yay!
Yes. I just came back a couple of weeks back from a short hike in New York. I had 50 miles in New York. I finished that.
And New York is tough.
Yes, it's tough.
New York is tough. It's rocky. It's underestimated. And there's a couple places you got to shimmy yourself around.
Yes. Nothing is easy.
No. Not even Maryland. Okay, so you just got back from New York, and I think before we started recording, you said you were going to head out in about 10 days. So where's your next section?
I would like to finish up the Connecticut. I finished New York and then another 7-8 miles of Connecticut until Kent, Connecticut. So I hope to finish the remaining miles in Connecticut and then come back probably in fall time, 1 or 2 section hikes. I'm not sure whether I'm going to hike north or south. So I alternate. Sometime I hike north, sometime I hike south, sometime I continue hike in the one direction. It all depends upon the weather, my mood, and I don't like cold, so I try to hike in the warmer months.
I do not blame you on that. I do not like cold either. I got a limit. You know, if it's a certain temperature, I'm not spending the night outside. I don't care what anybody says. So over the years, what do you think, what have you learned the most being out there in section hiking?
Less weight is good.
Less weight is good.
Yes. So over the year, I've been replacing one gear at a time. I replaced with my tent, which was like 7 pound. I replaced my sleeping bag.
Oh, wait a minute. That car camping tent was 7 pounds?
Yes.
Okay. All right. But you know what? You did it, though. You carried it.
I carried. I had no choice.
No. I say bravo. Okay, so you've replaced your tent, thank goodness. What else have we perfected?
I replaced a sleeping bag, and I replaced the backpack as well last year. So I'm down to 35 now. I can't go any lower than that.
Okay, so all the ultralight people out there are going, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I have no clue how they do it.
You know what, though? This is what I say. You got to go with what makes you comfortable. You got to go with the gear that you can buy. And listen, you're over 700 miles in, so it's not stopping you. And you're going out again in 10 days, and you're going out again this fall. So it works.
Yep, it works.
So over the years, what would you say you've enjoyed the most being out there?
the terrain, the trees. I love outdoors. I also visit a lot of national park. Even before AT, I was visiting national park and hiking in national parks, or spending time. As you said, as I said, I do car camping. Just a couple of months back, I bought a trailer.
I was going to ask you about that because you and I correspond quite a bit. I'd say maybe once a week on Instagram. And I noticed that you bought a trailer. So tell us about that. I think it's great.
It's a small trailer. I wanted to buy something I can fit in my garage. It's a pop-up trailer, and then my HOA does not allow me to park in my driveway, so I had to get something. I had a couple of criteria. A, it has to be towed by my existing 17 years old minivan. It has to fit in my garage. So I bought an A-liner that fits all my criteria. So right now the plan is hike on Appalachian Trail maybe 2-3 times a year, and the rest of the time camp in and around Maryland, Pennsylvania, and
Yes,
Delaware,
and you're taking
Virginia.
your family.
Yes. Me and my wife and my dog Duncan, we go often, and I have 4 kids, and some of them, sometimes they join me.
And you've also been putting your stuff out on YouTube, and you have a drone as well, because some of the footage I've seen, you have to have a drone. Come on, give it up.
Yes. I do a lot of stuff and then I get bored.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you bored with the drone?
Lately, I have not taken a lot of pictures compared to when I had the drone before.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So what do you think motivates you to keep section hiking? And along with that question, do you have a year in mind that you want to complete the trail, or does it matter to you?
Oh, no, I have a year in my mind. I would like to complete before I hit 65, which is another 10 to 12 years from now.
Oh, you'll
Actually,
be done before then. I predict you'll be done before then. You're not going to be able to take it. You're going to get to a certain point and you're going to say, I'm done. I got to finish this.
I hope not, because I enjoy I enjoy staying out. So the question, answer to your question, what motivates is it gets me out of the rat race. I like being outside. I tried one of the section hike. I tried. I tried southbound, northbound. I have done 2-car system, and I have done slack packing. You name it. But I just like to be outdoor.
And I can tell because I thoroughly enjoy seeing your Instagram post. And by the way, speaking of that, tell everybody where they can follow you. And you always respond when I put something out there. So I really appreciate that. And I love, your humor. I'm just going to say that. Because sometimes you post their things and I'm like, man, he got exactly what I was saying. So tell everybody where they can follow you.
My Instagram is Sridhar Saraf. My first name and last name at whatever Instagram, I guess, Instagram.com.
Yep, and then YouTube.
It's same thing, Sridhar Saraf. I don't have a lot of stuff on YouTube. I just do it to share it to my family and friends. I like recording myself and look back and enjoy how it brings back all the memories, all the shelter, all the places I visited. It's something to record. My memory.
Well, yes, indeed. That's why we all should do it. So listen, I cannot thank you enough. First of all, for listening to the podcast. second of all, for being a fan. I'm going to say our number one fan of the Hiking Radio Network. And I wish you nothing but success out there in 10 days and then out there again this fall. And I'm telling you guys right now, you've got to go over and follow. Okay, Shri, give me a lesson again. Say your name again.
Sridhar Saraf.
Sridhar Saraf. Oh my God, I did
Yeah,
it.
you got it.
Yay! Go over and follow, and I'm sure you will correspond with those that follow as well. And you guys are really going to enjoy following along. And is there anything you want to leave the listeners with?
I don't know everybody listens, but I would really like to connect with the two folks. The southbound hiker who found my cell phone and the hiker who gave me the cell phone back to me. I would like to say thank you to them.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to put it out there. If anybody listening to this, if you're on the trail, if you're anywhere near the trail, we're going to do it all call. So if you are the person that found and named Lucky Dog's cell phone, the southbound hiker and the day hiker, should I put your email in the show notes?
Sure.
And we'll put your email in the show. Well, tell us what it is in case they're listening.
It's sridhar.saraf@yahoo.com.
Perfect. And give him a shout, give him an email. He wants to thank you personally. So no better way to end it. All right. Happy trails, my friend, and take care.
Thank you, Jester.
I really enjoyed having you on the podcast, Lucky Dog, and I hope you enjoy yourself out on the Appalachian Trail this summer and fall. And thanks for being a fan of all of our shows on the Hiking Radio Network. We all very much appreciate it. Be sure to tune in next week to hear from our newest member of Jester's class of 2022 section hikers, Tiger Bell. She's a wife, mother, Gigi to 6 beautiful grandchildren, a registered nurse, lifelong learner, nature lover, mountain lover, hiker, explorer, and much more. Just a quick reminder to check out Sri's guest bio that will be directly linked to this episode on the Jester Section Hiker page, which can be found by going to hikingradionetwork.com. You can also help support in the production of this podcast and all of our shows produced by the Hiking Radio Network by leaving us a donation while you're over there as well. You will see that donate button as you are looking at today's show notes, pictures, and Sri's bio. Thanks for listening. Be safe out there and happy section hiking.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning light. I wonder if you'd wander with me, and I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods. You're wondering if I go wandering with you, what kind of trouble we'll get ourselves into. Would it be wrong to tag along with a band of vagabonds? You wonder if I'd wander with you. So I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods. I'm wondering if you'd come wandering my way. If you ever get lost, or if the trail leads you astray, the music of the pack can always bring you back. I wonder, can we wander away? And I'll spread the word, and you beat the drum. Round up the troops, and get the gang to come. And we'll leave the streets in these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.